If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal. Dominic Szoboszlai's agent finally speaks out on Real Madrid links. Dominic Szoboszlai's agent has spoken out about his client being linked to Real Madrid. The Hungarian midfielder has been one of the best performers at the club this season. Szoboszlai has raised his game to another level, and whether it's at right back or in midfield, he continues to give 110% on the pitch. One would dread to think where Liverpool would be without him this season. That's how important he has been, and that's why Mo Salah went in so far as to tell TNT after the Reds' victory over Brighton that he believed Szoboszlai was one of the best players in the world. Naturally, with that status there comes heightened interest. Rumors and speculations will ensue, too. Especially, since Szoboszlai is yet to extend his current contract at the club, which expires in 2028. Liverpool have been in negotiations to extend his deal since the beginning of the campaign. So far, neither side have come to a resolution, but dialogue remains. There aren't any signs yet that the Hungarian midfielder will not extend his stay beyond his current terms. However, on the horizon there is brewing interest from Real Madrid. The Spanish giants have a bit of a habit in luring Liverpool's best players. Trent Alexander-Arnold moved there last summer. Before him, the likes of Xabi Alonso, Alvaro Arbeloa, Michael Owen and Steve McManaman also left Anfield for the Bernabeu. Szoboszlai is the latest one who could follow in their footsteps. Real Madrid need midfield reinforcements in the summer, and they have a great appreciation for the Hungarian, who has been on the club's radar since his Red Bull Salzburg days. Naturally, when a player is on Real Madrid's radar, the speculation becomes out of control. Vinicius Jr. added fuel to the fire when he recently revealed that Szoboszlai was one of his best friends within football, having become acquainted with him when the pair were younger. Amidst the speculation, Szoboszlai's agent Matthias Esterházy appeared on NB1's YouTube channel and was asked about the Real Madrid links. It's completely normal for the public, when Dominic is performing like this, to talk about what's next and if there's something higher, Esterházy said. For us, it's not a topic. We are mid-season. He has a lot of work ahead of him in the Premier League, the FA Cup and the Champions League. He has said many times how important this competition is for him. So at the moment to talk about what will happen in the summer, in my opinion, is not correct. Not to mention, Liverpool are one of the biggest clubs in the world, and Dominic is in a position within the team that has a lot of reserve, so we are not looking outside or elsewhere. It's a well-calculated answer. The last line is what every Liverpool fan wants to hear. If Esterházy is to be believed, for now at least, Szoboszlai and his team are intent on staying at Anfield. Which is why it's absolutely imperative for Richard Hughes to reach an agreement with the Hungarian. Otherwise, Real Madrid will inevitably continue to prowl about on the sidelines. And the Spanish club's cajoling advances are hard to refuse for any player in world football. He's the one. The only player Liverpool have to sign at all costs. There's one player Liverpool absolutely have to sign in the summer. Richard Hughes will likely be looking for both a left back and a right back in the upcoming window. It's extremely possible that Andy Robertson will leave the club on a free after his contract expires. Kostas Tsimikas is unlikely to stay at Roma, but he's also unlikely to remain at Anfield. If both Robertson and Tsimikas leave, that would see Milos Kerkez being Liverpool's only recognized left back. So, cover will have to be assigned in that area. Unless, Arne Slot will back one of Owen Beck, Luke Chambers or Callum Scanlon to step up from the academy. Meanwhile, at right back, Jeremy Frimpong and Connor Bradley are both injury-prone. The latter might not even be back by the start of the season. The former may not even be considered a right back first and foremost by Slot. So, Liverpool need fullbacks, and if that's what they are in the market for, there is one obvious solution. We all know Hughes loves shopping in the Serie A. The club's sporting director spent years playing football in Italy. He signed Federico Chiesa and Giovanni Leone from there, and last summer he almost signed another Italian. According to Calciomercato, Liverpool wanted to sign Marco Palestra. The site claims the Reds tried to sign him in the summer and made a €20 million offer that was rejected by Atlanta, who wanted to loan him to Cagliari instead. The report from the site claimed that Palestra is still of interest to Liverpool, and it's no surprise. He's been one of the best left-backs in the Serie A this season. Only 20 years old, he ranks in the 89th percentile among fullbacks for assists per 90 minutes, 0.21, and is showing he can be a real threat going forward, which is what Liverpool are missing. A high-intensity player, Palestra is also composed on the ball, and he could bring those Trent-esque long passes, attempting over 4 long passes per game, which is high for a fullback. His biggest strength though is his ball carrying and his ability to surge forward. He's in the 96th percentile for progressive carriers, 3.76 per 90 minutes, and for successful take-ons, 4.31 per 90 minutes. Palestra is a very complete player, but the reason why he's the one player Liverpool absolutely have to sign above anyone else is the fact that he can play both the right back and the left back position. The youngster is actually comfortable with both feet. He's played in both sides of the pitch as well, and that would make him an incredibly valuable addition because he is an absolute unicorn. How many fullbacks are there in world football who play in Europe's top 5 leagues and are capable of playing on both flanks? There aren't many. A player like Palestra is rare, and when you find a gem like that, you have to pounce. Having him be both capable of being Liverpool's first-choice right-back or at least provide competition for Frimpong or Bradley, while also being cover for Kirkes is a dream scenario. He fixes not just one but 2 of Liverpool's biggest problems. That's why he's the only player Liverpool have to sign at all costs. 20-goal striker is coming to Liverpool soon. There's an exciting attacker who is going to be heading to Liverpool's first team soon. Let's face it, these last few months have been difficult for Arne Slot. Alexander Isak's injury has not made things easy for the Dutchman. Slot has had to rely on Hugo Ekitike and at times use Cody Gakpo or Federico Chiesa out of position. Even the backup academy forwards during this time have been injured. Jadon Danns is yet to come back from the knock he suffered earlier on in the season. Slot has had to rely on Hugo Ekitike and at times use Cody Gakpo or Federico Chiesa out of position. Even the backup academy forwards during this time have been injured. Jadon Danns is yet to come back from the knock he suffered earlier on in the season. Thankfully, this headache may be a worry of the past for Slot soon. Not only because Isak will be back before the end of the season, but also because there is an exciting 20-goal forward who will be training with the club's first team very soon, and who has the potential to become the third-choice option behind Ekitike and the Swedish forward. For a brief moment, Liverpool were elite at producing forwards in the 1990s. In the space of a few years, Robbie Fowler and Michael Owen both walked through the ranks at the Kirkby Academy Centre and blew the first team away. They have become iconic names in English football. But they have also become Liverpool's only forward academy graduates who have really made it. Since then, the likes of Adam Morgan, Jerome Sinclair, and Ryan Brewster have come close, but none of them have been able to live up to their prolific nature at academy level. This academy curse might be coming to an end very soon. There's a young striker who is way more prepared and has way more skills under his belt than any of the forwards who have come before him. Josh Sonny Lambie is a special player. Not only because he has 20 goals for Liverpool's academy this season, and 27 goal contributions in 30 matches. Sonny Lambie is special because he is a different type of striker. The likes of Morgan, Sinclair, and Brewster were purely goal poachers. They thrived inside the box. Sonny Lambie is a player who thrives both inside and outside the box. He doesn't just score goals, but he links up play. He drops back and he likes to take players on in 1-versus-1 situations. In many ways, Sonny Lambie is a typical Liverpool striker. Very much in the mold of a Hugo Ekitike, or Roberto Firmino and Daniel Sturridge. The flair that Sonny Lambie has combined with his vision makes him tailor-made for the way Liverpool's first team want to play. At 18 years old, the world is at his feet. He really has it all. And having scored 20 goals already this season, it won't be long until he's with the first team. At this point, it feels like Sonny Lambie is already on his way there. It will be a matter of time until he starts training with Slot and making his debut at senior level. Alvaro Arbeloa drops Trent Alexander-Arnold verdict after recent Liverpool rumors. Trent Alexander-Arnold's departure left a sour taste in the mouths of most Liverpool fans. The right-back chose to exit Anfield upon the expiry of his contract rather than sign an extension and at least earn the club some money to move him on. The Englishman was brought up in Liverpool's academy, with many thinking that one day he'd become their captain. In the end, that obviously wasn't the case, and even though he thought the grass might be greener with Real Madrid due to things such as injuries and form, he's been left on the bench fairly regularly. His lack of involvement with Los Blancos this term has caused many rumors to come flying in, with a Premier League return even being brought up. And now, Alvaro Arbeloa seems to have made his mind up on the defender. Although most Liverpool fans wouldn't want Alexander-Arnold to return, there are a few who'd love to see the Englishman back representing the Anfield outfit. Other clubs such as Manchester City were also linked with a transfer for the defender, but in the end, no concrete offers were made. This led to the right-back staying put, with many questioning whether he'd even get a look in. However, after what Arbeloa has just said about Alexander-Arnold, it's clear that his future lies with Los Blancos. I can't say I'm surprised. He is a very intelligent boy, who understands the game very well and quickly understands what we want from him, he's said to be in sports. He is not the typical fullback who will always be wide, but he can also play inside. For us, we are lucky to have a player like that. Having Gonzalo in the area, he could look for crossing situations. He's a great player, I'm not going to discover him now. I'm happy that he continues to get more minutes, get into a rhythm and find the best version of himself. Arne Slot and Richard Hughes may have already secured the services of Jeremy Jacquet for the 2026 transfer window, but that doesn't mean that their recruitment can stop there. One of the Reds' main problem areas this season has been right back, with almost every player who's been used there getting ruled out due to injury or suspension. Indeed, Jeremy Frimpong, Connor Bradley and Joe Gomez can all play there, but, with how unreliable the trio have been this season, it's clear that some new faces need to be brought in. A new right back should be on top of their priority list, especially if Ibrahima Kane chooses to exit in the summer. At the moment, several names have been thrown into the ring for Liverpool to go after, but, with a return for Alexander-Arnold now all but ruled out, it's clear that some new players must be brought in. That is, especially if they want to improve their results from this season.